Now that we've talked about manual techniques, we always want to reinforce any of our gains that we make there with therapeutic exercise. And when we talk about therapeutic exercise in the earliest stage of our rehab, I think too often we get stuck in just trying to get dorsiflexion and single plane motions. And so we, again, are going to focus on triplanar motions, even starting in partial weight bearing. What you can do is grab a glider or an ab dolly or anything that can glide along the ground. And you can start with going into plantar flexion and bringing it back into dorsiflexion. Okay, plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. That's going to be your sagittal plane motion. And then we can work our frontal plane motion going side to side, trying to keep your foot on the disc, and as the foot goes in and out, I'm going to have an eversion moment at my foot, an inversion moment at my foot here, and an eversion moment of my foot as my lower leg is abducting, my foot is everting, right? Okay. I could also work transverse plane in order to get pronation or supination, or abduction and adduction of the foot. Okay. Next, you could go into standing, and we'll not put a tremendous amount of stress through the affected leg. I'm going to treat my right side, and I'm going to use my knee as the creator of the motion at the foot. And so my right foot will be back, and I'm going to be driving my foot forward in order to create dorsiflexion. Okay. I could bring my foot forward here and drive it back in order if I want to get plantar flexion as well. Okay. Now, it becomes a little awkward with the knee, but you can start to do some frontal plane motion going in and out with the knee as the driver. Okay. And then lastly, working on transverse plane motion with your knee rotating in and out, internal and external rotation. And I think you can see what I want to create is motion at the calcaneus and at the midfoot. And if we are able to zoom in onto that foot, you'll be able to notice how you can influence your foot and ankle rehab by driving with your knee. Okay? Once they're able to tolerate a little bit more stress onto the foot, you could go into more weight bearing onto the right leg. And we could reach forward, driving with my knee. Okay. And then also start to do frontal plane motion, reaching side to side. Again, you'll see the influence of my leg causing my foot and ankle to invert and evert. Okay. And then transverse plane, you'll see here, opening in and out. Okay. Once you want to move away from the wall, I'll even start with kind of whole trunk motions in order to get motion at the foot and ankle, especially if someone's a little bit more hesitant to progress. And so I can, again, treat my right leg. I could even have them not think that they're moving their foot, but I could have them raise their arms overhead, and I'm going to get dorsiflexion at my lower leg. Or if I want to get a little bit of plantar flexion, I can have them reach down, and they'll get a little bit of plantar flexion, or in the plantar flexion direction. Okay, forward and back. I can have them reach side to side. And again, this would be early on so that they are starting to get you want them to get range of motion, they're a little hesitant moving, but you could definitely use other parts of your body in order to influence what happens at the foot and ankle. Okay?